to shed more light on partnerships and collaborations? If you have any successful partnerships that have advanced financial services and technology in Africa, in East Africa, and how they've impacted communities, would be more than delighted to actually hear some of the success stories.
Excellent. Thank you, Brian. I think let me start with, we're heading towards the festive season. And obviously, we want to change the consumer behavior. How do we change consumer behavior? Is by encouraging people to actually transact using electronic means, whether it's physical or online. And therefore, we've come up with a few partnerships that will actually create a bit of excitement for the consumers in Kenya and in parts of East Africa. The first one is obviously the Carrefour campaign that is live from the 10th of November up to the 31st of December this year, where we are saying, for any transaction that is done above 5,000 shillings, the consumers should be able to get 20% discounts if they actually transact online, and 10% discount if they actually in person. So hopefully they should be.
And they pay with their Mastercard.
They pay with their Mastercard. That's the most important tag there, right? And then we've got a partnership with Glovo. Again, Glovo being the delivery partnership that we have. So, you will be having access to 2 free deliveries if you use your Mastercard to actually pay for obviously goods and services.
Yes.
And then the last one that we are pushing this particular festive season is the Jumia campaign, which is a 10% discount if you actually shop at Jumia.
Oh, nice.
Especially around the 15th of the month. And then just quickly, other partnerships, as I mentioned, KTB, we've got a very proud partnership to try and, work with them on the tourism space. We've got a partnership with KWS to really digitize the payment processes within the national parks and so on. I think most of the people that come are tourists and would like to see more payments being done digitally, and for the convenience of those people that are transacting there. We recently had a partnership or a campaign that we ran with KQ, again a different segment, to encourage more of the travel space, right? More people using their Mastercard to be able to get discounts by flying KQ, and that obviously covered 1 year. I mean, the partnership was within a month, but you had to have made bookings for a period of a year, which, from statistics, we saw a significant growth and obviously value creation for our partners in this space. We obviously work with fintechs as well, many fintechs that are, in Kenya and in East Africa, and some of them obviously working with our financial partners. So I know one of our banking partners, Diamond Trust Bank, have actually set up a specific fintech arm that is attracting obviously the fintechs. And with those fintechs, we're able to actually do things that perhaps we were not doing faster, and maybe touching more consumers and actually addressing more opportunities and solving more problems in this payment space. And then obviously one of the ones that we are very proud of is the UEFA partnership.
Yes.
For those that were watching football last night, I see my sister DJ Nara
in the Arsenal.
I mean, I'm going to give a palm up twice because my passion for Arsenal, for those that know me,
I am surrounded entirely by Arsenal fans.
Arsenal fans, period.
It's time for me to leave studio. Bye.
So you should either have an employer who is an Arsenal fan, or you're dating someone who's an Arsenal fan.
Just try it.
So we are taking Arsenal winners this year to London, obviously, for the UEFA final. So DJ,
Naweza kupata nyuma ya tent. Oh my God, I love this.
And obviously, our partnerships with our financial institutions is key in this segment. So we obviously thank them for their continuous, alignment in terms of digitizing the processes and obviously removing cash out of circulation and making payments safe and convenient.
I was having such a good time until I realized I am surrounded by Arsenal
Make
fans.
the change,
I don't
Mariam.
understand what's
Make
happening.
the change.
But just to wrap up, Victor, we've talked about what Mastercard is doing, has been doing. What's the vision? What's the future? What does it look like for Kenya, for East Africa, for Mastercard itself within these spaces, and then for the financial ecosystem at large? Because like we mentioned before, changes are happening and they are happening fast.
Right, excellent. So I think our vision is to obviously continue to be the preachers of digital payments.
Yes.
That's, I think, first and foremost, to make the payment experiences better for consumers, to provide locally relevant solutions for our consumers. It's not the fact that because we're a global brand, we do not come up with locally relevant solutions. We actually solve locally relevant issues. We modernize the payment ecosystems within our countries, and especially here in Kenya, We drive financial inclusion. I think that's key to our growth, and to be able to actually get to segments that we've not been able to get to. I mentioned the $1 billion target.
Yes.
Or $1 billion people target,
yes.
to get into financial inclusion. And then obviously enabling digital processes, obviously working with partners such as government and so on, but also to look at, what the future of payment also looks like. We speak about the 5G. 5G is going to enable more gadgets to be able to participate in payments. Will provide the security. Internet of Things, your fridge is going to talk to your car, to your mobile phone, and your mobile phone is going to do the transaction. So everything is connected. No matter which way you slice and dice it, the Internet of Things is starting to come real.
I've just seen a vision of the fridge sending a grocery list to the phone, and the phone making the purchase and paying,
Correct.
Yeah.
And ultimately, where we come in, we also secure the transaction. So security, we are paranoid about our security.
Right.
We want to make sure that if your life is on your your gadget, we're able to secure it. We've got technologies that we've partnered, or we've bought companies such as Ikata or New Data that help us to be able to actually see how a person is actually holding their phone, how they're typing, IP addresses, all sorts of authentication methods that help us to be able to say, this is you, Miriam, you are the one that is doing this transaction.
The real Mariam. Yes.
The real Mariam, not somebody else.
Yes.
Although we can't see you, but we know it is you through all the data that we see from that. And obviously there are so many other things, including, obviously the central bank digital currencies that are coming up. It's a conversation that is becoming topical. Open banking, cloud computing, which will obviously make payments much easier and faster.
Yeah.
And so those are the areas that we feel, and Kenya is at the center of that. If you look at the way Kenya has developed its payment ecosystem, you obviously mobile being that.
Silicon Savannah.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Victor. Let me give you something we call here Makofi Ka Olomide. Thank you for spending the morning with us and for sharing the Mastercard is doing and is continuing to do.